Here it is, guys. The totality of the college basketball season. This has been an exciting season, and now it all comes to a conclusion as we look into UConn and the Purdue Boilermakers, the matchup that everybody has wanted. This is the one where we see the clash of the two best centers in basketball, as well as we look into arguably the two best teams. I think Purdue, from a resume standpoint, has the best resume, but UConn, they are the class and pedigree in March, outstanding March Madness run over these last two seasons, and what we've seen from them is truly impressive within their dominance as they win by a point margin, and the average of that margin in each one of their wins and covering the spreads consecutively is something that cannot be ignored. One of the best runs, I think, in the history of college basketball March Madness tournaments, okay? In a lot of years, okay, dating back to Florida. This is the last time that a repeating champ in 2007 has made the final. But this is one where we're going to break down the game. I'm going to give you guys my official play, tell you guys what picks I have, as well as the bets that I have open. Just share with you guys a little bit of banter as we await for this tip-off in this game. But I do want to tell you, it's a 9:20 tip-off. It's kind of something where this is going to be a late one. I don't know why they start these games so late. I understand why from the West Coast perspective, but it is what it is. We're going to stay up. We're going to be ready to go, and let's get down into the picks, okay? I do want to share with you guys, though, check out OddsJam, promo code TBM if you have not yet already done so. Sign up now for a 35% off your first month or annual plan. Also, channel memberships are now live here on YouTube. If you want to get back to the channel, we're going to have a Patreon and Discord up and running as well with some really cool features as we get more and more avenues within what I'm building here on the Bettor Mark unveiled to you guys. That will probably be up this week. So stay locked. We'll be full-fledged into Major League Baseball betting here in the next couple months as we wait the NBA Finals and what we have going on in the hockey finals. And then all of a sudden, before we know it, it'll be football season. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this. Guys, make sure you all subscribe down below. If you have not yet done so, smash that like button as well, and let's get down into the picks. Okay, so what we're looking at is courtesy of OddsJam. These are the numbers available right now. Okay, so this is why you need to bet stuff early, right? We did a video, I think I talked about it on a live stream Friday where I locked in my official pick. I did take a hype. I've taken a lot of bets leading up till today, and I think we're going to see this number move and creep up even higher. Also, I did another video where I went over the women's slate where we have a couple open parlays involving South Carolina and UConn that I had. Just kind of a way to double down on the UConn Huskies. Hedging's for gardeners, so we will be doubling down in this regard. Okay, so that is it. Let me kind of just put it out there and open. I tip my hand a little bit, but we're going to be on the Huskies, and we're going to be on the Huskies big. Like I said, I have that plus 550 futures ticket I took on them. Cashed out one of them because just a little bit of a hedge and not hedge, but just locking in some profits because I had a lot of exposure to UConn. And as we all know, taking profits is never a bad thing, especially when the likes and chances of repeating as national champion are very, very slim to none. It's not been done a lot. And like I said, this is one where we haven't seen the team back in the final since 2007, where the Florida Gators were able to do that, okay, with Billy Donovan's ball club. Okay, but this is where we look into this game. We see this number creep up to -7 out there in the market. It would not shock me if it continued to go higher. And this is one where we're seeing a little pros versus Joes action, right? 60% of the money right now is on Purdue within taking the points. 69% of the public bets are on the Huskies. But the Huskies money line, okay, this is where you're really going to see a lot of exposure for the sports books, I think, in futures tickets, as well as what we're seeing within the likes of just money line parlays. Like I said, I was on it I took the South Carolina women's within a money line parlay pretty heavily within the Huskies, getting you a price that I think was -130 or something like that. But nonetheless, we are on UConn. Okay, this is one where it goes past just pedigree and recency bias. Okay, I know Purdue's been playing well, but it's a horrible matchup for them in my personal opinion. I know the Edie Klingon matchup is something where I think everybody has been waiting for this whole run in March and in early April. But it comes down to more than that. I think they have a clear-cut coaching advantage. We're kind of waiting for Purdue's coach to just implode like he did, in recent times. I still am anti-Purdue. I'm rooting for him. I truly am. I got a lot of friends that are Purdue fans, from the state of Indiana. So it'd be nice for them if they can bring one home. But this is betting, so we take out loyalties, we take out all honor. It is all about cashing tickets. And UConn is a horrible matchup for Purdue. It's a horrible game where we look into this where outside of the centers, I think they're going to dominate from the guards play within what they can bring to the table. Within Alex Karabin and Cam Spencer, UConn just has a very, very huge edge out on the perimeter. Also, what I look for in this contest is a little bit of a choke factor for Purdue. Okay. Personally, I don't think they should have got past Tennessee. I think this is a little bit of shifting within the referees. I don't like the fact that they don't call charges on Edey, and I don't in this game. I don't think it's going to matter because he's going up against another 7-footer that has a little bit of better footwork and a little bit better defense, in my opinion. And I think for him, he's going to be shut down. And this one potentially could be ugly, and we're going to get into that. I know a lot of people out there are taking UConn money line at a price at -250. They're just peppering it. They're going to lay the -250 and just think UConn's not losing this game. We're just going to cash a ticket despite that high price. I don't recommend doing that. In most cases, there's no value in doing that. But if you know the winner, you know the winner. So lay your money and take your winnings and move on and just cash a ticket. But that's one way people are going about it. Also, I do want to get the leans out of there. I do have a lean towards the under 145.5. I'm not in love with it. I'm not going to bet it. This is just something where I look for in these games to be a little bit of a slowdown factor. And especially when you see a little bit in the second half, we see a little bit more tense, right? Everybody tightens up, longer possessions. You get into that free throw war. Free throws become more scarce. People, choking at the line. The pressure really starts to build up, and I do look for a lean towards the under. But in this play, I was able to lock this one in early. Full disclosure, I'm making this video just for game day, but I did videos leading up till today. But we were able to take UConn at a buying a half-point price, where we're at 5.5, and I bought a half point out there for a -122 ticket. Gives me an opportunity for a push, but a little bit of insurance, just taking the best number out there as we're seeing this number creep up to 7. It would not shock me if we got to 7.5 with the amount of money that's going to be flowing in on Connecticut. And quite frankly, I don't care. And that's why we're going to get into some alt lines, courtesy of Odds Jam. And look at this value, okay? Now, we look at UConn, and now this is something where I'm up a lot of units over the weekend, and I have a lot of exposure going on for this game. So I'm probably going to bet this a little bit non-traditionally, okay? But I do like the fact that when we look at UConn, right, winning in double digits in that trend has not really had any effect within the championship level. They've continued their streak, right? They've won by double digits in last year's championship, in all of these games leading up to the championship. Mind you, Illinois, a team from the Big Ten that UConn was expected to be potentially upset by. Everybody was on Illinois. The money was just flowing in on Illinois, right? Close in the first half, and then we saw a 30-2 run to open up the second half, and the rest is history. That's kind of what I look for in here. I really do think Edey is soft. I think he's going to have not the best, he's going to be a role player in the NBA, and that's just my personal opinion. Outstanding college run, back-to-back player of the year. I understand that. I'll tip my cap to Edey. Great story. Great player within college basketball ranks. I just don't see it in the pros, and I don't see it for the Boilermakers. So I'm going to lean on the side of kind of just a little bit of a gut play here. We're going to get a little fancy and take a little bit more risk. Like I said, we're up some units, and I'm going to look into these alt lines, right? And the number that really sticks out to me is taking that -16.5 at a price, the best price out there at +425. We're going to take an alt line, try to get a 4-1 plus. You can get even more fancy if you want to go UConn by 20. They win by 20 points. That's something where it can happen. I'm not going to lie to you, especially late in the game where Purdue really starts to reel. If they have to come back against the Huskies, they can't drop a shot. All of a sudden, free throws, emotions, next thing you know, UConn could be up 20-plus points late in the second half. So that's kind of an avenue I'm going down, but I did take the 16.5 plus 425. Also, that is just going to back up my official play where I have UConn -5 at -122, as well as a couple other money line futures bets and something where we have a couple parlays with the last leg being UConn win it all in this back when it was a hypothetical matchup. So that's what we got going on. I appreciate you guys being part of the channel here. Remember to subscribe down below. I'll put up the picks. These are just kind of the board. It's kind of nothing really fancy, just telling you guys I got UConn -5. Am taking that alternate line -16.5 at a +425 price. And I do have a lean towards the under. I'm not going to bet it in full transparency, but that is just a lean in any kind of championship game here in April. So those are my picks. It's going to be an exciting matchup. Make sure you guys all rest up because we will be late. If you're going to have a little bit, have some sodas, have some pops. Later on, it is going to be a late one, so stay hydrated as always. Enjoy the night. I'm going to be getting some wings for sure, but I appreciate you guys being part of the team. Remember to subscribe down below, like I said, and also get on board with the channel memberships. Right, we just unveiled that. I'm going to be doing a lot of cool stuff here, some premium features for subscribers, as well as, like I said, the Patreon and Discord will be up and running this week. So appreciate you guys. Good luck tonight. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.